Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica and this is Unite Inside, and we help people unite with all the parts inside of them. And in this video, this is a continuation of the Unleash the Goddess Inside series that we have been making videos about. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to be in your feminine energy. Okay, and so in this video I'm going to show you how to be in your feminine energy, because there are a lot of women in this world that are not able to get in touch with their feminine energy anymore, because um it's starting to be very hard. There is a lot of resistance, there is a lot of trauma, there is a lot of blockages. And so that takes us to the first step to becoming in your feminine energy, is basically to find out about your blockages. You have to examine your blockages when it comes to your femininity. Okay, what blocks you from your feminine flow? What blocks your feminine flow? What blocks you from being fully in your femininity? Okay, and I want to tell you that there is there are a lot of things that can block you, from trauma to feelings of shame, feelings of humiliation, like feeling like you're going to be humiliated because if you embody some of the feminine traits. And the thing is, this is like a crisis right now, because what happened is that women has been through a lot of trauma, and we know that because we're women and we've been through a lot with this um, energy that we are in. We have been taught that our feminine energy is weak and that our feminine qualities are um, degrading. We have been degraded and we have been devalued for our feminine qualities. And actually, like in the past, women were very in touch with their femininity. We were one with our feminine energy because that's our nature. But when you're born into a society where people start to tell you that because you're a woman, you're less important than men, or because you're a woman, you're not going to be looked at as, like with all, not going to be respected, or not going to be taken seriously in this world, you develop all these um, coping mechanisms. You develop ways to cope with the fact that you don't believe that you are valuable, that you are important, okay, as a woman. And so this is the first thing that you have to look at, is that do you have this kind of trauma where your feminine qualities, you feel shame when it comes to them, like softness, like vulnerability, like opening your heart, like serving somebody, like nurturing, like taking care of something. Do you feel ashamed? Do you feel like you are less than for doing that? Do you feel like um um do you feel like when you are feminine, like when you are soft, when you are vulnerable, when you are in those qualities, that other people are going to judge you or that you're going to get hurt? That is the trauma. So we're trying to show you here that there are a lot of there's a lot of resistance that you can have. Like for example, you might have resistance to the idea of being in your femininity because you have a lot of limiting beliefs when it comes to it. Like for example, feeling like it's weak, believing that it's weak, believing that it's um, degrading. All these things, like when you have been taught that being a woman is shameful, that women need to be in a box, need to be put in a box, that you need to like know your place, that you need to like not speak up, or you need to like be silenced, or that whatever it is that you do as a woman is not valued as much of the as the things that men do in this world. Like for example, like in the past, women used to do a lot. Women used to cook, clean, um, nurture, take care of, um, like you know, keep things alive, birth creations into this world, and they used to like do all these things, but they're not valued for them. They're not like appreciated. They're not looked at as if, oh, like you're doing, thank you for doing this, or thank you for the effort that you're doing. Like they've been, instead, like we would see that a man would come home from work and would be like, oh, I'm so tired. Well, what about you cook me some dinner? Or and the woman is exhausted from taking care of his children. The woman is exhausted from uh like whatever it is, like doing a lot of work around the house, or like whatever she has been doing, and she has been doing a lot, it's not being appreciated or seen. The effort isn't being seen. Instead, we only see that, oh, he's providing for the family, oh, he is tired, he just came back from work, or something like that. And that is the very thing that makes women feel degraded and devalued, because they have not been appreciated for the feminine things they have been doing. Like, women were feminine. They were they wanted to nurture, they wanted to nourish things. It's in our blood to do that. But the thing is that if we're not appreciated for those things, if those things aren't as important in the society as a man working, or as a man providing, or something like that, or what a man does, like that is a trauma. That's what makes a woman think, well, I'm not being appreciated for the effort that I'm doing, so why would I even do it to begin with? And so it puts the woman in this fight or flight mode whenever she's doing something for a man, or whenever she's in that kind of situation where maybe she's home and she's just like taking care of her home, or something like that, just like being a homemaker or something like that. What happens is that it triggers her. A lot of women get triggered with that concept of just staying home, because it makes them feel like they're going to be degraded and devalued. And that's true, they will be, if they're not careful. And so, like, what I'm saying here is, if you want to get in touch with your feminine energy, that you have to know what resistance it is. Like, you can be doing those things and in a relationship with a man that's truly appreciating you, that's truly valuing you, that's truly helping you to relax. Like, instead of saying, oh, go cook me some dinner, I just came home. What about taking you to a restaurant? Okay, what about going together out and eating outside, or something like that, right? Because, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can pick the kind of people that are helpful and that will make you feel good, and you can still be in your feminine nature, you can still be in your feminine energy. But first, we have to, like, talk about what is it that makes you feel this phobia of, like, being um being soft, or being someone that displays any sort of feminine traits. Okay, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the things that a woman would do that feel feminine, or that feel like you are in touch with your energy. Okay, and so, like, when you do those things and you feel like, oh, I'm gonna be used, I'm not gonna be appreciated, I'm gonna be treated like someone that doesn't matter, like, that's a trauma, and that's actually your responsibility, because you can't just say that everyone in the world will treat you like that. There are good men in this world and good people in this world in general. And so what I'm saying here is, try to discover what is it that is making you resistant to those parts of you. I want to say something. It, like, I know that cooking is not a feminine, it doesn't necessarily have to be feminine, but it is feminine because it's creative. Okay, and when you do it, you're in touch with your you are in touch with your intuition, actually. So, like, men can do it too, of course, but what I'm saying is, like, if you have a resistance to it, that's not good. Like, if you have a resistance to cooking, like, that means that you have something that you have to work on, that you have to look at and release for your own sake. You don't have to cook for someone, but all I'm saying here is that whatever it is, that, because cooking doesn't have to be something that you have a phobia about, or you have a fear about, or nurturing something, or taking care of someone, or something like that. It doesn't have to make you feel jump into your fight or flight mode and feel like, oh my god, I'm scared, oh my god, I'm going to be used. Like, it has to be something that you can explore, that you can do whenever you want to do, without, like, feeling for somebody or for yourself, without feeling like you have this, like, trauma going on. A lot of women, what happens is that they have stopped doing anything that can make them in alignment with their feminine energy, like being soft and all these things, because, or allowing someone to help them, or allowing someone to support them, or anything like that. Because when they did that in the past, or maybe they have seen people do that in the past and they have been hurt. And so this is a trauma. It makes a woman close herself and put her walls up and not like allow a man in, not allow a man into her heart. And when you do that, actually, that blocks you from manifesting a divine masculine that can love you. Also, it blocks you from discovering your own potential as a woman, actually. So, like, I'm talking about what I'm talking here. Um, this is about healing. This is about tapping into the parts of you that are wounded, that need healing. Okay. If you can't ask for help as a woman, like if you can't ask for what you want to, you're not in your receiving mode, which means that you're not in your worth, in your feminine worth. You're not able to feel worthy because, um, as I explained in the last video that I made in the series, is that women are basically very worthy. They're so worthy of everything. They're so unconditionally loved that they don't have to do anything, and that everything can just come to them. The universe can serve them in any way they want. When they're in this magnetic, beautiful feminine energy, they can manifest people supporting them and making them feel good. But I want to tell you that this doesn't mean that you can't support yourself, or that you are weak, or that you can't help yourself, or that you're not strong. But this just means that you can't expect yourself to do it all by yourself, because it's self abuse to put it all on yourself. Like, oh, you have to do it all alone, because this is like very harsh. No one should be able to do it all alone. Like no one should, like maybe you can, but like no one should be forced to do it all by yourself. Because I want to tell you something: you are one with the whole universe, and there are a lot of people in this world that you are one with, and you are one with everyone in the world. And so, like, you are them and they are you. So, why can't other versions of you, other people that are you, help you? It is a oneness thing. It connects you to the art of being able to receive and being able to um, work together with people. So even in your business, even in your career, you can work with people. People that are successful, they're able to work with people. You have to be able to work with people, or allow people to do some things for you that you're not willing to do, or you're not meant to do to begin with. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of us in this world, we're not meant to do everything by ourselves, because we're not even like we're not born for all those things. A lot of us have certain things that we are born for, and we're supposed to focus on that thing. Like let me give you an example. Like a musician, there are some people that are born to be musicians, and some people that are born to be scientifics. Okay. And so should a musician try to be a scientific? Should they judge themselves for not being able to be scientific in their brain? Or should they just understand that their great is in another thing? Their power and their like their unique expression is in being a musician. So you need to embrace who you are, what you are good for. You're not going to do the same thing that a man will do, and you're not going to do the same thing that anybody in this world will do, even another woman will do. And so when you embrace who you actually are and what you are good at and what you were born to do to begin with, you're able to let other people in your life do the things that you're not supposed to do. Okay? Because you're not supposed to do everything. That's insane. Okay? Everyone has their own uh, let's say specific thing that they do, that they're gifted when it comes to. Okay. And so in your life you might not be able to do some things, and you have to be um, able to call in those people that will be helpful to you. Okay. And that is how you honor your feminine energy. Actually, that is how you help yourself. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. I want to tell you something. When you're able to open up and to receive help, I want to tell you that that help that you get from the universe or from other people, as a woman, you're getting it because you matter, because you need to rest, because you need to relax, because you need to keep yourself in a feminine state, in a beautiful, high vibrational feminine state, so that you can be able to function and able to help other people. Because when you allow people to help you, you allow yourself to be of service of other people too. Because then, if you're in your best state, you can give into other people. So don't look at it as, oh, I'm gonna just like like, oh, this means I'm weak. Like, that's not true. This doesn't mean you're weak. But that's the trauma you're going through. That's what you have to look at and heal, is that you think that asking for help is weak, or that maybe you have a trust issue or a shame issue. You feel like your needs are shameful. If you're not able to tap into your needs and wants and desires and honor them and be able to open up so that the universe can help you with those things, you're never going to be able to be in touch with your femininity, because you can't receive, because you can't be in open mode, openness, allowance mode. Okay? You can't always give and give and give, because that's a low self-esteem woman. That's what a low self-esteem woman will do. When you give and give and give and give and give, you're not valuing yourself. Because what about you? When you abandon your needs, your wants, and your desires for the sake of other people, and then you let yourself be burnt out, that's not okay. It's time to learn to love yourself. As a woman, loving yourself, self-love is gonna literally it puts you exactly in your feminine energy. Self-love will help so much. So when you are able to recognize the trauma, where the trauma is, where is the low self-esteem, where is the low self-worth, where is the points where you feel like you're not worthy, what do? Make a list of the things that you don't think you're worthy of. Like, I'm not worthy of help, or I'm not worthy of what I desire, or I'm not worthy of my needs, or I'm not worthy of, being respected, or being honored, or being treated good, or being safe. Because a lot of times, as a woman, you might feel like you're not worthy of being safe too, because you yourself keep putting yourself in situations that aren't safe for you, because you're not in touch with your intuition. When you're in touch with your intuition, what happens is that you can recognize the people that are not for you, because you know the signs, you see the signs and you believe them, and then you don't entertain those people in your life. And then you can set boundaries through your intuition. And intuition is a very empowering thing to tap into as a woman. It is basically your weapon as a woman, is your intuition, because then you can see through people and you have to cut them off without being in your angry mode, or in your fight or flight mode, or you try to like be defensive. I want to tell you, if you have you have to tap into yourself and see if you get angry, if you get frustrated, if you get anxious, because those things can take you out of your femininity too. And if you want to be fully in your feminine energy, recognize what makes you do that, what makes you get into that mode, and start to entertain drama less and less. Like, if you're someone that entertains drama, that follows drama, or like gets into situations where you're angry and you're screaming, you don't have to do that. I promise you that even if people are being bad to you, yes, you can't control other people. Yes, you can control the way they treat you and the way they upset you or whatever, but you can control the way you feel. You can control your reaction. You can control where you put your energy. So what I mean with this is, and your attention. So if someone is not good for you, let them go. Let them off the hook. Imagine, like, start to train yourself to be able to let go. Letting go is a feminine trait. Letting go, to be able to let go and to just not be bothered, is a very powerful thing you can ever do as a woman. It's so fucking powerful, because then you let go and you're not bothered even. You don't let people even get you in that state where you're angry, when your energy isn't good, isn't aligned with your feminine energy. Okay? And so don't take yourself out of your feminine energy for someone else's sake. If someone, the thing is, you have to start knowing who you are. When you know who you are, no one can piss you off. People can only piss you off, which piss your ego off, if you are not knowing who you are. And so when someone says something about you that's not really true, or some bullshit or something like that, and you think, oh my God, why are you saying this thing? This is not true. And you want to prove yourself, like, stop. Why do you want to prove yourself? Do you not know who you are? If you knew who you are, you will not try to prove it to someone else, because someone else, I want to tell you something. Like, why does it matter if someone thinks something about you if you know who you are? Like, you already know who you are. Unless if you're trying to prove it to yourself, is the thing. You're trying to prove to yourself that you are worthy, to yourself that you are important, to yourself that you're not this kind of person, okay? And so If that's the case, then you have to find out who you are. Then you don't know who you are. Then you still struggle to know your worth. You still struggle to know what you are capable of or your power. And so that means that you have to go on a journey of discovering yourself, of self-discovery. This isn't about other people. This isn't about other men like looking at you as an empowered woman. This is about you. This is about you finding out about your actual true power and using it in your own life and not giving a fuck about what anybody else or what any man else thinks anything about you or what any man thinks about you, because that doesn't matter. Because if you know who you are, as I said, you won't care. I promise you that you won't care, and therefore that will save you and that will put you exactly in your femininity, in your feminine energy. And then you can be amazing. You will bloom because you're not stressed out. Stress kills feminine energy. It doesn't kill it, but it basically exhausts it and it stops it from flowing in you. And so as a woman, I'm trying to help you by telling you that you have control over your reaction to what other people say about you. Um, you don't have to even have those people in your life to begin with. Like, why do you even follow people that piss you off? That would take you out of your feminine energy. So discover and look at those things that you do that put you out of your feminine energy. Okay? Look at those things that make you angry, that make you upset, that make you feel bad. As I said, you don't even have to get into those fights with people. If someone is not being good, oh hey, I'll call you back, and never call them back again. Oh, I'll see you around, and then don't ever see them again. And unfollow and block and remove people. Don't fucking let yourself get into that state. Be in a beautiful state. And that's your power, is that no one else can affect you in any way. Be unhurtable, be unaffected, be unbothered, be unfuckwithable, like me. Don't let anyone fuck with you, like with your energy. That's the power in your femininity. Is you don't let someone take you out of it. Is you don't let someone put you in a state where you're angry or anxious or defensive. Okay? So I hope that you know this. I hope that you are um like benefiting from this. And this one was about discovering the blockage, the shame, the trauma, the things that take you out of your femininity. Okay, the resistance to your softness, the resistance to your um, feminine flow. Okay, so like at first, this is what you have to do, because if you really want to be in your feminine energy, we have to look at the blockages. We have to look at what blocks us from that to begin with, because once that is out of the way, we are able to go right back into our femininity. So another thing that can help you get in flow with your feminine energy is that you have to be able to understand that feminine energy is felt, which means that you have to be able to be very in tune with your feelings so that you can feel and be grounded in your feminine energy. Feel into it so that you can become grounded with it. If you feel like you have lost touch with it, if you feel like you're not connected to it, do this. Don't do something if it doesn't feel right. Only do things that feels right and only do things that feel good. Start examining and asking questions about every situation that you go to. Ask yourself, how does it make you feel? Okay? And let me give you an example. For example, um, if buying yourself things and taking care of yourself feels good, then keep doing it. But if you have a part of you that doesn't feel good about it, or feels like I need support, or I wish I was supported, or I wish, like, I want you to pay attention to your desires as a woman. And those are the desires that will put you in alignment, back in alignment with your femininity. So ask yourself, and don't be ashamed, because a lot of times we're ashamed of our desires. If having a man that takes care of you financially make you feel good and make you feel like a woman and make you put you in your feminine state, if that's what makes you feel good, then you have to embrace it. You really do. And a lot of times you are gonna um, be either ashamed of it or afraid that, oh my god, people are gonna call me a gold digger, or people are gonna think this about me. But I want to tell you something. You have to embrace everything about you regardless of what other people think, because that is your life and you need to make yourself happy. And so if because like if you're happy, who cares what anybody thinks, right? And so like you have to live, you have to be you have to care more about your happiness than other people's opinions. That's something that you have to start adapting in your life. And so whatever makes you feel good, if um a man helping you with things and like I don't know, whatever it is, giving you support in any way, make you feel good, even though a part of you feels afraid or feels like ashamed of asking for help, know that this is the part of you that wants to receive so bad. This is a feminine part of you. Feel into when you're in a relationship with a man, feel into how it feels for him to treat you any kind of way. If telling you to do it all by yourself feels bad and you feel alone, you feel unsupported, know that this is not good for you. Know that you're degrading yourself. Whatever it is that you do that feels degrading or if it doesn't feel very honoring of you, know that it isn't honoring of you. Literally, just follow your feeling. Your feeling is so great. It's literally your compass. You don't need to read any books. You don't need to have someone tell you what you need to do. You literally just have to listen to your intuition, listen to your feeling. If something feels right, then it is right. And something could feel right, but still you could have shame when it comes to it. You could have guilt when it comes to it. Maybe like if taking care of yourself, relaxing, loving yourself, having bubble baths, going out, getting your nails done, things like that, and making yourself happy and relaxing feels guilty for you, even if it feels like guilt, I have to tell you that there is an underneath desire to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself, to be in your own flow, to relax. Like that desire, I need you to start listening to it and it will get louder and louder. And I need you to start following it. I need you to start caring about it and taking it seriously. If you're with a man and like for example splitting the bill feels bad for you and you just feel like you're not being that respected or you're not being that honored, your presence is not being honored when that happens, you have to not do that anymore. Or if it you don't care and if it doesn't bother you, then you don't have to do it because women are different. I'm not telling you that, I'm not putting you in a box here. Like if being a boss babe, if like being your own boss feels good, then do it. If sitting home and doing nothing and having a man do everything for you, or like having a man work for you or something like that feels good, then you have to allow yourself to experience that. Okay, I want to tell you a story from my own life. So I wasn't very in deep in alignment with my femininity before because I got into this I want to be a strong independent woman and so mentality. And so I never really let any man help me. I never let men support me a lot financially or even with anything to begin with, you know. And I just felt like it was not good, and I had to like be strong, and I had to prove that I am capable. And so what happened is that I was in a relationship with someone that didn't do that. They didn't have a job. They didn't support me in any way, and I did everything by myself. In fact, I was supporting him in that phase. Okay, so I was the one pouring into him financially, and I was like the one helping in any way, like helping with everything actually. And so he was more in his femininity. Okay, and honestly, like even though a part of me wanted to do this so bad because it felt like it was strong, a part of me felt really alone. It felt really un honored. It didn't feel honored. It felt unsupported. It felt hurt. It felt um I don't know, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. And I kept lying to myself because I felt ashamed. I didn't want to be called a gold digger. I wanted a man to help me to provide for me, to um, be someone that will be the one helping and stuff. I wanted it so bad, but deep down, I really liked it and I really wanted it, and it made me feel honored as a woman. But I didn't want to be called a gold digger, and I didn't want to. Um, I don't know, like I just really was scared, and also I didn't want to be like called weak or incapable or oh you can't take care of yourself. Oh my god, all of that shit, all that stuff. And so like I stayed with this person, but when I broke up with them or whatever, when the relationship was over, because I didn't break up with this person, but anyways, when the relationship was over and everything was I was just by myself and stuff, I found out with time that I wasn't honoring myself and that I wasn't helping myself, that I wasn't opening up to receive anything, that I wasn't in my femininity, in my feminine energy. And because of my fear, I stopped myself from experiencing being a woman in her feminine energy. Okay? I stopped myself from doing that because I followed my fear, I followed my trust issues. And so I didn't heal myself. But now I want to tell you something is that I tapped into my feminine energy. I started healing myself and I'm able to manifest a man that's willing to provide for me. And it feels amazing. And I love it. Okay. And so you can do it too as a woman. You don't have to feel like you're a gold digger because you're not a gold digger because you love, because you're going to also love this person. Okay. It's not about what they give you, but it's also, something that honors who you are as a woman. And so I just want to tell you it's not just about that. It's about a lot of other things that as a woman you might not be able to be, you might not be feeling like opening up for. You might not be open for those things. But you need to feel into it. If it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. You have to know if you have any desires or needs as a woman. What are your needs? If you need a lot of attention or a lot of reassurance or a lot of love or a gift or anything, like whatever it is that makes you feel good, because we all have a love language. And if your love language is quality time or if it's anything, like you have to be able to embrace it and not feel ashamed of it. You're not too much. I love you. You're not too much. You are actually so perfect. You're the way you are because you're meant to be the way you are. And you have to embrace your power. You're sensitive. You're a sensitive woman. You want to love so deeply because you're very sensitive. It's your femininity calling for someone that is an actual match, okay? And so for that to happen, you have to be in alignment with it. I was only able to manifest someone that can be able to provide for me when I was able to not be ashamed of my desire anymore, to not be ashamed of the fact that I desire this in a man, to not be ashamed of asking for it from a man, to not be ashamed of prevent um, like presenting it as a boundary or as a standard. So as a woman, you start to get into your what you like and what you don't like, and you start to create your standards. What is it that you want in your life as a standard? Okay, because you deserve that because you are valuable. You're very valuable. So basically, you start to create your standards. Your standards need to be honoring you. They need to be valuing you. Okay. And if there's something that you're afraid of, you need to be able to heal from that. Okay? So this is not, I'm not going to show you how to heal from this, but I will make another video in this series about how to heal from your feminine wounds. But here I'm just showing you the things that you have to be aware of if you want to be one with your femininity or in the flow of your feminine energy. So another thing that I want to talk about is you have to start embodying more and more of the feminine qualities that you have, like softness, loving, nurturing, helping, being able to be one with people, creating, being in your energy, just relaxing, trusting, surrendering. These beautiful, amazing qualities, you have to be able to um, embody them in your life. Live a life of joy, live a life of pleasure, live a life of fun and playfulness, because that's what femininity is. Okay, relax, let yourself let go, stop worrying about your problems, let the universe handle them. Okay, let the universe be your container if you're not with a man. Right now, let the universe be your container. The universe can provide for you, the universe will be able to, and the universe can hold space for you, and you can just let your emotions out to the universe, be able to talk about them with yourself and express them to yourself. Get in touch with your emotions and your intuition. Let yourself think about, like, let yourself feel with no limits. Let yourself be a big container for yourself, for your own feelings. And if you do that, you're going to be in touch with your intuition, which is the most powerful thing about you. Okay? And also, yeah, like these are things that you have to do to embody the feminine qualities, and also try to think about the things that you are resistant to. Like if one of those feminine qualities you feel like you are resistant to, you have to be able to um, release that resistance, okay? And so, yeah, this is something that is very helpful for you to put you exactly in your femininity. Okay? So, when you trust, when you let go, when you surrender to the universe, when you open up so that the universe can help you, so that the universe can give you what you want, when you choose to be vulnerable about your desires and needs without being ashamed of them, without feeling like you're going to hurt anyone, just by loving yourself, then you are fully in your worth. Okay? I love you so much, and I hope that this video helped you to be in alignment with your feminine energy and to learn to live in flow of your femininity. Okay, I love you so much, and I will talk next time about a certain subject about feminine energy. It's a surprise, but you'll know. But if you like this video, like, share, and comment, and I will see you in the next video.